Let's just think about your day for a second. I mean, chances are you've already used Google for something, right? Maybe to check your email, find directions, or just watch a quick video. It's so woven into our lives, we don't even really think about it. But all that convenience, it comes with a price tag. And that price tag has everything to do with our privacy.
So that leads to the big question, doesn't it? Just how much are we trading away for all this convenience? And, at what point does that trade-off start to feel, well, a little bit creepy? Today, we're going to dig right into that, using Google's own history as our guide.
All right, let's get to it. What we're about to look at isn't just a couple of isolated slip-ups or unfortunate accidents. Nope. When you put it all together, you start to see a real pattern, a pattern of missteps that paints a pretty troubling picture about a company repeatedly breaking user trust.
So let's just walk through this. Back in 2018, we found out that turning location history off didn't actually turn it off. Wild, right? That same year, the Google Plus data leak exposed the private info of 52 million people. Then in 2020, we learned that even incognito mode might not be so incognito after all. And it's not slowing down, because now we're looking at even more sophisticated tracking methods down the road. You see, any one of these is bad, but together, that's a pattern.
And that right there, that's the heart of the issue, isn't it? This quote just nails it. The location tracking thing wasn't just some tech glitch. It was an emotional thing. People thought they were in control. They actively chose to turn something off. But in the background, the spying continued. That doesn't feel like an error. It feels like you've been tricked.
And the list just keeps going. It wasn't just the big headline-grabbing stuff. We had Street View cars scooping up personal data, YouTube's privacy features not doing their job, voice assistants recording kids by mistake, and the company dragging its feet on the right to be forgotten. It all points to the same conclusion. This wasn't just one bad team or one bad product. It was a systemic issue.
Okay, so let's talk about what's next. Because this is a big one. Digital fingerprinting. Forget what you know about cookies. This is a whole different level of invasive. Think of it like a detective building a profile on you. But instead of clues at a crime scene, it's using details about your device. Your screen size, the fonts you have installed, your browser add-ons. It pieces it all together to create a unique profile that's basically impossible to shake.
And here's where it gets really, really concerning. We've all gotten used to managing cookies, right? You can delete them, you can block them, you have some control. With digital fingerprinting, that control pretty much vanishes. It's a type of tracking you can't just opt out of. It takes away our ability to be anonymous online. And you can bet that's why regulators are starting to get very interested in this.
So, what's the big deal? What actually happens when a company this powerful breaks user trust over and over again? Well, the fallout is huge. We're not just talking about some bad PR. We're talking about real damage to the company's reputation, serious tension with governments, and a major hit to the bottom line. Let's start with the financial pain. For not coming clean about the Google Plus data breach fast enough, European regulators slapped the company with a massive €57 million fine. This was one of the first big tests of the new GDPR laws, and it sent a crystal clear message: the ask for forgiveness, not permission era is over.
Now, €57 million is a lot of money. But if that was a warning shot, the market's reaction was an absolute cannon blast. After just one of those 2018 privacy scandals broke, Google's market value dropped by $17 billion. That proves that trust isn't just some fluffy marketing term. It is a multi-billion-dollar asset. And when you lose it, it hurts a lot.
So let's just recap the damage here. Trust with users shattered. Governments all over the world suddenly paying very close attention. Our own feeling of privacy online? Well, that sense of being constantly watched started to feel normal. And of course, the financial hit was just staggering. This was a massive wake-up call, and not just for Google, but for the whole tech industry.
Okay, so where does that leave us? It's easy to just focus on all the bad stuff.
But there's a flip side to this story. You see, Google's failures actually give us a perfect blueprint for what not to do. By studying these mistakes, we can actually figure out how to build a better, more trustworthy digital world.
Really, it all boils down to these 4 things. First, just be clear. No confusing legal jargon. Tell people what you're collecting and why. Second, give people real control. Make it dead simple to see their data and delete it if they want. Third, be accountable. When you mess up, and you will, own it. Tell people right away. Hiding it only makes things a million times worse. And finally, aim higher. Don't just do the bare minimum to follow the law. Make privacy a core part of what you do.
So, look, here's the bottom line. It doesn't matter if you're a tech titan or a 2-person startup in a garage. The lesson is exactly the same. Trust isn't something you get once and then it's yours forever. It has to be earned, and you have to earn it again every single day.
When you think about it, this whole story is so much bigger than just Google. It's really a story about all of us and the kind of digital world we want to live in. It really makes you ask a pretty fundamental question. In a world where our personal data is the product, what is our privacy actually worth?
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The rules of the game have completely changed. That old Silicon Valley motto of move fast and break things just doesn't fly anymore. Today, privacy isn't some optional feature you can add on later. It is absolutely non-negotiable.
And so that leaves us with one last thing to think about. This technology, it's only going to get smarter, and it's only going to get more woven into our lives. The responsibility for protecting our data doesn't just fall on the companies. A big part of it falls on us. So the real question to you is, as everything gets smarter, how will you protect what's yours?